Hi, Tyler here with Projects in Metal, and today we're going to be uncrating a G0704, the really nice $1,000 lathe by Grizzly. Now, Barry and I took a trip up to Grizzly a few days ago, and we bought two G0704 mills, and we've already set his up at his house. And the method we used for his mill was to take it straight out of the back of the truck, and with two of us lift it out of the back of the truck and set it on the mill stand. The plan for this particular mill is to use a 1-ton hoist and lifting straps like this one. This is a 6.5-foot strap from Harbor Freight. I think it was, I don't know, $7 or something. And I've wrapped this strap around the mill at the same point that the manual says I should lift from. And the plan is to simply lift the mill straight out of the crate, unbox the stand, slip the stand underneath the mill, and bolt everything together. And obviously the whole idea behind this is to be able to do it as a single person. Now, I am lucky enough to have a attachment point in this beam here in the ceiling of my garage. The previous owner of this garage, I guess, wanted to be able to lift engines in and out of cars, I don't know. But you could do the same thing using some sort of wooden gantry, and it wouldn't be that difficult. I think with a 2x6 spanning 4 feet would give you plenty of strength to lift the 300-pound mill. You just have to make sure that things didn't tip. So anyway, this is the plan, and we'll see how it goes. I've already unbolted the 4 bolts that secure the mill to the base of the crate. And like I said, I'm just going to lift the mill up and slide the crate out from underneath. I have measured. I have a few extra inches of height before this bottoms out at the top of the chain hoist, before the hook reaches the top of the chain hoist. So I should be able to lift it all the way up without any issue. And I think I'll have to tip the crate a little bit to move it. But anyway, that's the plan. So let's get started.
And cornfields and seashells traced in snow.
Now the bolts that you want to use to secure the mill to the base are actually found in the cabinet. So I have these here. All right, the moment of truth. Let's see if my plan worked.
I could leave tomorrow, but I won't. I've still got my day job. She talks about her waterfall fountain and her house out on the bay. She's in love with broken glass mountains and fireplace cafes.
Now, a couple things to note. I did lower the head down as far as it would go before the bellows were completely collapsed. It won't really go any lower with these bellows installed the way they're installed. So that gave me a little extra height, when I raise it out of the crate, because of course the lifting point is down here on the casting, and so if the head was way up high, I wouldn't have been able to get it high enough to get it on the cart. So hopefully what this has shown you is that if you have the right tools, in this case, I don't know, I think this was $20 or $30 at Harbor Freight. I've used it really only for this so far, but I could have borrowed a chain hoist from my friend or my father, but I figure, they're worth having. It's the smallest one they make, I believe. It's a 1-ton chain hoist, which is well in excess of what you would need to lift this mill. The strap also is a 1-ton or 2,000-pound strap. Now, one of the things you need to know about straps is if you have them cradling a perfectly round object versus an object that has square corners, that can affect the amount of weight they can lift. So you want to make sure and read about your straps before you use them to make sure you're not overloading their capacity, because certain ways that you can use them can actually decrease their load capacity. But I mean, this is a 2,000 pound strap, and even if I cut that capacity in half, that's 1,000 pounds. This mill is only 350 pounds. So I'm well within its weight limits. But like I said, hopefully this showed you that even with a single person, it's pretty simple to pull this mill out of its box and get it set up. Now, I've already gone through the setup with Barry and his mill, and we discovered a few things. The first thing we discovered, we were pleasantly surprised that the base is as sturdy as it is. We'd kind of heard that the base wasn't very sturdy and that the mill itself isn't very sturdy. And the base is actually structurally really strong, despite being somewhat lightweight. And it gets a lot stronger, obviously, if you secure the base to the floor using, concrete bolts, concrete screws. So I don't know if I'll do that here or if I'll use leveling feet, but we did notice a big difference in rigidity when we secured Barry's mill to his concrete shop floor. Alright, we are secured to the base, so I'll go ahead and loosen this strap completely. And you can see that I did double the strap around the column twice. Not around the column, but around the head. And that was just to get it the right length. But that's all there is to it. So you might be tempted to try and move this lathe between two people, and it's totally doable to do that. Barry and I lifted it out of the bed of his truck and set his lathe on his stand without any major issue. But I will say this is obviously more a more secure, probably a more safe way to do it. My wife often teases me, why do you pay, $40 or $30 or whatever I paid for this for something that you'll use once or twice? And I often say something to the effect of, well, what's our deductible worth? How much does it cost to go see the doctor because I've put my back out or because I've pulled a muscle, or worse, actually tore something or injured myself? So I have a really nice furniture dolly that was, useful for moving things like fridges and things like that are really heavy. I think it supports 1,000 pounds and it has extra sets of casters on it. And of course, it's more expensive than just the regular dolly that you can buy. But man, I just think I save money in the long run if I do it right and don't get hurt. So if you have a friend and you want to just muscle it out of the back of a truck, you can do that, and it works just fine. But if you're alone, I hope I've shown you that with the purchase of, a $7 strap and a $20 or $30 chain hoist, or of course you can borrow these things, and then some way to lift it with a gantry, or in this case I had a nice attachment point already in my shop. But you can build a wood gantry in an afternoon and even reuse it for other projects, and it's a pretty simple thing to do. I'll post an image so you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll post an image to this video. Now the only thing left to do is to attach the handles that are still in the crate, and of course clean all the grease off of it that it ships with, and I'm going to use WD-40 for that. And then do the break-in procedure, which is basically 10 minutes at set RPMs, like 200 RPMs, then 600 RPMs, then 1,000 RPMs, and then 2,000 RPMs. So the break-in procedure, I think, is 4 different speeds at 10 minutes apiece, so it's about 40 minutes. So the mill itself is pretty sturdy at this point. I mean, I can move it. If I had casters on it that were ones that I could, adjust and level, that would be even better. But once you bolt it to the floor, it's very sturdy. But what's nice is this is actually pretty easy to move around the shop with just one person. You can tilt it up on a corner and kind of walk it anywhere you want. without really any fear of it tipping over as long as you go carefully. So Barry and I have been really impressed with this mill so far. It's been a really nice mill for the money, about $1,000. And hopefully this gives you guys the confidence that it's not that difficult to buy one and get it set up even if you're all by yourself. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see free project plans, tips, and tricks for the amateur machinist, please visit projectsandmetal.com. And if you're interested in additional videos, go ahead and visit the YouTube channel, youtube.com/projectsandmetal. And please do not forget to subscribe. Thanks.